And welcome to the Hopeless Fan line.
Yeah, this is...
Shelby usually handles this part, so I don't know. Shelby's on vacation. He's dating black bears. I don't know. I can't keep up with him anymore. He's out in the woods because I guess people who, like country and like to do these sorts of things. So that's what Shelby's up to. We miss him, but while the mom is away, the kids are going to free ball this thing. We'll have some of our usual segments, but we'll also shit on the segments that are currently existing. Maybe not. I can already hear Shelby in the future listening to this and be like, oh my fucking gosh, and hating everything I'm saying right now. But first things first, Zack, you're an NBA champion, buddy.
Yeah, I'm actually, little known fact, I'm a 0.000000001% minority owner of the Bucks. Yep, I get a ring just like everybody else. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, that was...
Is it because you purchased a hot dog in Milwaukee once and they went to the team?
Yeah, I drove through Milwaukee and I paid their...
Benefits the economy. Hurts nobody.
Yeah, benefits... Guess what? It goes to the economy. Hurts no one. Benefits everyone. So, it was great. It was great to see that. And just getting
You almost went. You almost went to Milwaukee.
I almost
for this.
went. Yeah, I almost went, but there were, some shenanigans with the car.
So there's a bunk there. And maybe you sit them. What's the difference?
If it
right?
wasn't
Told
if
you
it
we'd
wasn't,
shit on it.
Yeah, if it wasn't a shit segment, then it'd be part of my bunk, but
I actually really like doing those segments, but
just because I like pissing Shelby off by just doing some lazy half-ass one and then seeing him be like,
yeah, a lot of prep work put in here.
Yeah, gosh, I just treat my best friends like shit. Stupid bitch. No. All right. So
miss you, buddy.
Yeah, we do miss you. So, NBA is over. We have the draft. I'm sure we'll go over that on Thursday, a week from today, July 29th. NBA draft.
Hey, I have a stan, actually. Can we talk about the wholesome content we got from the Bucks winning?
I know, right? Is there
great stuff.
Besides, I know a lot of people want Chris Paul to win, but that comes with its own...
he's been with the team for 1 year. It was kind of a fluke run. I mean, every team had their star player injured that they beat.
Yeah. So, aside from, you just like to see, like Giannis, you wanted to see him win because he stuck by his city. Like he said it himself. He could have went off and joined some super team, but he decided to sign the extension and stay in Milwaukee. And a lot of people I hear talk, I was like, well, they went out and they got him Drew Holiday. I was like, okay, they got him Drew fucking Holiday. Cool. Like, he's great defensively, and he'll get you a 28-point game once in a blue moon. But I think not to shit on Drew Holiday because he was a key part of.
No, he's a good triple double, but like it's 10, 10, and 10 kind of dude. He's like a Draymond Green point guard.
Yeah, he'll have like 14 points on a triple double, something like. But all I'm saying is that people trying to downplay the fact that he stayed because they got Drew Holiday. That's not really something to, it doesn't disqualify him. So.
Yeah. I mean, that was a big signing for them. And you know what?
Yeah.
I kind of missed Michael Brogdon.
Malcolm Brogdon with the Pacers.
Yeah, Malcolm. Yeah, I like him.
He was part of that, what do they call it? The 90, 50, 45 or 40 club where 90% free throw, 50% field goal, and 40, I think it was like 45% 3-point shooting. That was like him and Steph Curry.
Yeah.
Are like the lone active members of that. He was great to watch, but I think you weren't getting when we had him. We had to get that huge extension for Giannis and for Middleton, and I think they were like, we can give Brogdon all this money, or we can get 2 role players for the same price, or maybe even 3.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with it.
3 vets for the same price.
I think the Bucks were like shitted on for a long time because they gave all that money to Middleton, who didn't show up until, quite frankly, these playoffs. Like, it seemed like every big game, Middleton would, like, kind of choke in. But, I mean, gosh, he came up every clutch moment. Like, even there's a shot at the end of the finals of Game 6 where he, like, a fadeaway deep two, and I was like, Jesus! I like, someone right in his face just sunk a shot, and I was like, okay, the Bucks, there's no way the Bucks are losing this.
Yeah, it was it was great. So, moving on from NBA Finals, the draft, which was way more exciting last year, I think maybe because we were still in the throes of the pandemic and we were thirsty for all kinds of stuff. I was definitely more excited because Obi was going to be drafted. But aside from Jalen Suggs, I couldn't tell you another player in the draft, another name of a player in the draft. I really couldn't say. There's no.
I know that there's that one guy from Oklahoma State that's really good. I only know that because I was doing that bracket, and you always want to pick the teams that have like top 10 picks on them. Yeah. Because I mean they're, that's why everyone had Suggs and Gonzaga. So. Right.
So I think what do you see? We can kind of talk a little bit more about the NBA if you want, but do you see? I mean, they came out with the odds for favorites for next year. Nuggets were given the shaft. I'm sure you feel a certain way about that.
I don't care. That stuff doesn't mean anything.
You could take them. You could take almost an early line on them to maybe win the West or win the finals early for great odds.
Yeah. Well, the Nuggets have never been a number one seed, even in their even with Jamal Murray. But I mean, they were inching closer with the death lineup, I guess, part two when you have Murray, Porter, Jokic, Gordon, and Barton. But the problem with that is just free agency hasn't hit yet, so there's so many things that can happen, to even pay attention to those lines right now.
Right.
And Jamal Murray's not going to play until like a month before the playoffs, so it's really like I don't. Do you think
he's going to be out for that significant amount of the regular season?
Yeah, they say like 9 to 12 months before he's back doing everything. Not from this point, but from the point of the injury until he's back and like he can trust because they're not going to throw them out there with any to get his legs under him. No, they're going to make sure that if they throw him back out there, he's fucking fully ready to go, or else you're really just letting 8 months of
in that
go
case
fucked.
Do they make moves to sign somebody at the
we got the legend. We got Doc Rivers' kid. I mean, that's what else could you fucking need, dude? I mean, you got big ol' Austin. No, I mean, the problem with the Nuggets too is like, even when Jamal went down, they were playing well, but then Barton got hurt, and then PJ Dozier got hurt. Morris was hurt for a little bit, and it's tough because I mean all those guards go down in 1 year and your star guard is already done. It's like, I mean, the Nuggets were destined to fail anyway. The fact that they got out of the Portland series was I think an organizational win in their eyes, and they're like, all right, let's pack it up. But seeing the Bucks win it with the formula, the Nuggets have the exact same formula that the Bucks did. I mean, the exact same formula,
except I feel like they have more all-around talent in terms of, I think that Jamal Murray, all-around better player will have a better career stats-wise at least than Chris Middleton.
It's possible. But will Jokic even have it better than Giannis? I mean, Giannis is the best player in the world right now. So it evens out, and then,
Skip.
The Nuggets... Skip! The Nuggets are going to have to figure out if they want to give the extension to Michael Porter Jr., like either this offseason or next, and I think that they're inching towards that, and then Barton might be gone. You only get Gordon for like 1 more year. It's a lot of moving shit, bro. It's going to take a lot of maneuvering to keep the squad together, but the championships always do, and I'm glad the Bucks won because it really gives the playbook some recognition. It's like, okay, we'll keep on this trajectory and good things happen. But other than the NBA, that's all I got. I'm happy for you, dude. I mean, most people never, my dad have never seen the Bengals win a Super Bowl. He's watched the Reds, but people in Cincinnati that are our age, who are diehard Cincinnati fans, haven't seen a lick of any kind of promised land.
And I think it's an important thing for me before I get shredded by our one listener in Shelby is I am in no way equating this win being as important for me as, say, the Bengals winning a Super Bowl for Shelby, or the Broncos, or even the Nuggets winning the finals for you, because you guys have been fans of those teams for much, much longer than I've even been into the NBA, let alone a Bucks fan, which we've talked.
But it's something that you follow.
Right. And it was awesome.
And I get that, and I appreciate that. But, like, no, I totally get it. I mean, if the Ravens won the Super Bowl, I know how much more exciting that would be, and was in 2012, but totally get it. But other than the NBA, we're going to go into some other stuff. We're going to talk about DeAndre Hopkins is in his feelings about some vaccine stuff. We're kind of winging it for some other parts of the podcast. But we have a fun little game to replace
Scotty,
the segments.
I want you to ask me a question, and here's the question I want you to ask. Ask me.
Sounds like you already know the answer.
What is the best part about the end of the NBA season? Ask me.
I already know. Can
Just
I answer
ask
it
me.
for you?
No, ask me.
What's the best part about the end of the NBA season?
Dude, NFL is coming back. August 5th, we have the Hall of Fame game, Dallas Cowboys versus Pittsburgh.
We're that close to the Hall of Fame game?
August 5th, Thursday, August 5th. 2 weeks from today.
That's lit.
We have actual NFL football. Tickets as low as $135. Canton not that far from here. So
that's how much it is to go to the Hall of Fame game.
I know. Well,
watch a bunch of fucking scrubs.
Well, people are hungry to go to NFL games, man.
Yeah.
They're hungry for it. But yeah. So
I mean, that's fair. I mean, like, I am so excited. I can't believe that, like, I mean, the leagues do it well, right? I mean, the fact that, like, we have, like, the dog days of baseball right now to hold us over, which
and buddy, if you're a Reds fan, these are the dog days. And when I say dog, I mean like a 15-year-old chihuahua on its last leg, just fucking eye popping out of its head, can't keep its tongue in its mouth, ratty ass piece of shit dog days. I mean, is what we have right now.
Big picture, the fact that the Red, like, it's so funny you say that, because Shelby every year says I overreact when the Reds lose like 5 out of 6. He's like, dude, it's a long season, and it is. And big picture, the Reds are over 500 still, and that's big. I mean, that's big. Like, there's been years in the past 5, I'd say, I don't know, 80% of the time, the Reds are like at least 15 games out of being 500. So
yeah, for them to be above 500 is a good thing. It's a step in the right direction.
It's with their pitching, but I mean, it still doesn't take them away from being sellers.
Yeah.
At the deadline,
which is also next Thursday.
Also next Thursday, that'll be fun. A lot of
shit happening next Thursday: the draft and the trade deadline.
Yeah, and the NHL draft, which no one will watch. Yeah, and I mean, so the Reds or whatever, but I mean, training. You know what my favorite thing to do every year is? NFL training camp is going to be back, and I just follow tweets like I'm watching the game.
Yeah,
like that reporters are at a game between the team, like the team's offense and the team's defense. The reporters are at a game that no one else has access to.
Like 7 on 7. Speaking of which, Shelby will be, when he gets back from vacation, attending training camp. So excited!
Oh yeah,
excited
and quite the exclusive access too.
Right. So
that's pretty cool.
Big news coming out of the NFL today, stating that you saw it happen a lot last year. There was some both of our teams were hit by the COVID bug. Your team had to field a guy literally off the street, it seemed like, at quarterback. But at least they were allowed to play, right? Now the NFL is saying that
practice squad wide receiver it was,
right, who
played like one season 6 years ago at quarterback at Wake Forest.
Right.
So kill us.
So NFL now stating that their new COVID policy, if the issues of unvaccinated players are getting and they can't reschedule within the 18-week purview, if they are unable to easily reschedule it, that they're going to just take the L, literally. So everyone on Twitter was like, okay, what's fucking Cole Beasley got to say? And then DeAndre Hopkins enters the chat. And he said, quote, "Never thought I would say this, but being put in a position to hurt my team because I don't want to partake in the vaccine is making me question my future in the NFL."
That's a bluff. He's bluffing. No fucking way.
Well, Yeah, I mean, yeah, I don't see that really being an issue. I think I don't know. It's weird. It's like the motivation behind him tweeting. I think he thought that a lot of other people were gonna tweet, and nobody else really said the kind of same thing. And now he just kind of looks like a bonehead. Like nobody even asked you. So why are you? I mean, he obviously entitled to his own. All players are entitled to their own opinion. And I think that this is something that's bad for fans is having access to their favorite players on social media, because before, back in like the 80s, 90s, early 2000s, you didn't know whatever opinions that your favorite player had that made you, that you would disagree with. So you would just love your team and you love your players. And now your player can just fire off a tweet about something, and now you are upset with that player and your team. So maybe that's social media has been bad for
that's
for
the
fandom.
politics of social media with players.
Yep.
But I mean, honestly, like, you sent this in the DMs, and you're like, and maybe we can talk about this, and I'm totally down. And then at the same time, like, if I just saw this as like an NFL fan, this is the kind of thing where I'm just like, don't care, like
Right.
the Cole Beasley thing that happened. I was like, don't give a shit.
Right.
NFL is gonna happen with or without you. I'm still gonna, put
Right.
1,000 on the plus 200, 280 odds on the Vikings versus the fucking Chiefs on Monday Night Football. It doesn't matter what you fucking do or say.
Right. And I don't think, and even if I'm, a Cardinals fan, even in a division that's tough, this doesn't really like, oh no, he's going to retire, we're not going to have him on the team. Yeah, it's like, he would have been nice, but
he's a top 2 receiver. It's a threat.
You look at you look at the Steelers after AB left. I think they're doing okay. So it's not that now. If Lamar Jackson were to come out and say, "I'm questioning my future in the NFL," I'd be worried. I'd be pissed because he's letting something. Like, he's not willing to, take a nuanced approach to this. He's just like, maybe I just won't be, maybe I'll just take my ball and go home.
Yeah, you don't want to like be excited for the season and then see your quarterback be like, I'm reconsidering my future. It's like, oh shit, he's not all in. Why am, like, you know what I mean? Like, I want my players to be like, I want to watch players who are just as passionate. I mean, I know that they are, and they see it bigger than whatever. But again, that's more politics. But it still doesn't sit right when your NFL quarterback is unpleased with the product that he's literally playing under.
Yeah, but hopefully we won't have to see that. Real quick, before we get into our big NFL segment.
DeAndre Hopkins, I didn't know you were anti-vaxxer.
Did you see the trailer for the Jackass Forever?
I didn't.
The Jackass 4 movie. Oh my gosh, so exciting! It's sad, obviously, because R.I.P. Ryan Dunn won't be in it as he's dead, and Bam Bam is not on good terms with the boys at the moment.
Oh, he's not.
Because he's still in the throes of substance abuse. According to Steve-O and Johnny Knoxville. But still, we're getting a great movie. MGK is in it. He's going to get the shit kicked out of him in a couple stunts, which I'm excited to see. What's his name? Tyler, the Creator, is going to be in it. That's pretty cool. I'm going to see a lot of other celebrities and stuff. Steve-O breaks his collarbone.
Why not?
Right. So, yeah, I'm excited about that. Just wanted to see. Did you watch those? Did you watch, obviously, I'm sure you've seen those movies, but did you watch, The Show and, Wild Boys and stuff like that when you were younger, 3 a.m. on MTV?
Not Wild Boys. I watched a lot of Jackass, and then I saw a lot of, clips. They would run, back when MTV, this is back when MTV, put out good shit, and not, just a million versions of the same Teen Mom. Teen Mom 2, but it's the Teen Mom 2 from the season 2 of Teen Mom 2 back in, it's what is this? I don't know.
And then it's just 20 hours a day of ridiculousness.
Yeah. Oh god, dude, don't. Do you know they made something else like ridiculousness, but it's not ridiculous. It's awesomeness or some stupid shit. I just saw it the other day. I was like, "What? Are you fucking kidding me?"
Didn't they have that Nick Cannon wiling out some shit or other like that?
Yeah, I don't know. I remember they even had so much good content growing up. They had an MTV2. They can't afford to have that motherfucker shit running anymore.
Nope.
But yeah. So back in the day, I remember that there's a bunch of like commercial clips back when MTV was good of like they would show a clip from a show just for laughs as a commercial, and it would be like Bam fucking with his dad.
Oh yeah, well he had his own show too, where he would like, let's see if I can set this like $500,000 Lamborghini on fire, or let me fucking
put firecrackers in my dad's room while he sleeps.
Yeah, or like beat the shit out of him while he's on the toilet. And have you ever that Family Guy episode where Stewie comes in and starts like,
I'm gonna beat the shit out of my dad while he's
smacks the shit out of him. He's on the toilet and then
come on, man.
He's like, come on, man.
Come on.
Kids are going crazy around here, man. He picks back up his newspaper.
Yeah, dude, that's I forgot all about that clip, actually. Yeah, that's funny.
It was classic. All right. So we're going to in classic betting podcast fashion, we are going to go over. You're going to tell me. So you're going to go by division.
Let me give you the rundown.
You got it. Go ahead.
We're gonna. I come up with a game, kind of on the spot, like 5 seconds before we start recording. We're gonna look at some of the betting lines. We're gonna go. This is going to be total over-under for wins for each team. And we're going to go by division. I'm going to ask Zack how many wins he believes this team will win. And then I'm going to tell you what the line is. Tell him what the line is set at. Now, this is using a book, so they may be juiced one way or another just a little bit, but they're going to be similar among most books you go to. I could pull up Lawrenceburg if you want me to real quick, but
no, it's fine. We can go with
it's
going to be the book that we use to bet online anyway. So
right. So okay, so here we go. Zach, what division you want to start out with?
Let's go with the NFC North.
NFC North. Okay, so
and I'm sure the line for the Packers has moved since it was announced that Rodgers turned down all the money in the world.
How many wins do you think the Bears will win? How many games?
Ooh, man, that depends. They've got
right off the jump. You're like, ooh, I don't know.
Well, the Bears, I think that one's the biggest question mark because you don't know who's the. I mean, obviously, aside from the Packers,
let's just assume because we obviously know by week 4 Justin Fields is
I'm going to
put
them. I'm going to put. I think their over under is at 8.5.
Okay.
I lean more on the side of 8 because I think that organization is kind of poorly run. And they will, despite having great young talent, they'll figure out a way to fuck up having Justin Fields. So
it's currently at 7.5. So
wow. So I think they're going to win 8. So I should take over.
If you're truly confident, but if you're only think 8, if you're just leaning 8. But
right,
yeah, I mean that's still a toss-up. It's pretty close.
And what's the over? What's the over and what's the under? The odds?
It's -110 each way.
Okay, are these all like that?
Most
or
of them
juiced a certain.
Some of them are a little juiced.
All right, let's go to the Vikings.
The Vikings.
Vikings. I think I'm gonna say I think 9.5.
Okay.
I would put them at. I would take the over if it's at 9.5.
Wow. Yeah. So
in a division, I mean that's the Shelby because I know Shelby thinks.
I think you're right because the book has it as at 8.5, but the over 8.5 is -170. It's one of those times where it's fucking juiced. So
it's gonna.
I'm sure most books
soon.
Probably have it at 9 or 9.5.
Yeah.
So
all right, let's go with Lions because I want to save the Packers for the last. I think the Lions are set at 7.5.
Really?
And I would definitely take the under there.
Yeah. No, it's actually at 5.
5?
5 wins.
Holy shit!
And the over is even money.
Jared Goff. The over is even money.
Yeah, I kind of like that over. I kind of like.
I do too.
But I mean, like we have to like this is one.
But this all depends. If Rodgers comes back to the Packers, then these numbers are all different.
Yeah, but I like that fucking.
The Lions definitely losing twice.
The Dan Campbell.
Yeah,
you're not going to get 5 games to. You're not going to get 5 games to push with Dan Campbell. I mean, week 1 you got the Niners. What's that? An L. Packers depends. Maybe a win.
Right.
Then the Ravens. Okay, I see 0-3 already. Bears.
Yeah. We're quickly talking ourselves out of this.
I know.
Let's not look into it too much.
Yeah. Let's see the games that they could win real quick. Bears, Vikings, Bengals, Bears again, Cardinals, Falcons, and that's basically it.
Split with the Bears, maybe split with the Vikings.
Broncos, fuck you.
They either beat the Bengals or the Broncos. I don't think they beat both.
Yeah. Okay. What do you think the Packers are?
This one's tough because we just really don't know who their quarterback's going to be, but they still have a decent team, a great wide receiver.
I wonder if it's even available.
Great running back.
It might not even be available.
I would imagine it's available. If it's not available there, then it'd be available in Lawrenceburg.
Yeah, it probably is.
I'm going to say they're at 9.5. You can let me know what their actual is.
9.5. What do you think the division winner odds are, I wonder? Yeah.
Oh, the Vikings are probably favored.
It's
no.
No. Right now favored. It's the Packers minus 135, and then the Vikings are plus 240. I mean, if Aaron Rodgers tomorrow,
Shelby's talked about that before.
That's great, dude. That's great value right there.
The money in this division will all be won on the Vikings if there's a lot of people who are
or the Bears
really pushing for. I don't see it happening.
Bears made the playoffs with a rotation of quarterbacks last year.
Yeah, that's true.
And the Vikings had to climb out of a hole. Kirk Cousins,
all right,
not good.
What's our Packers line? We got a lot of divisions to get through here.
Yeah, I know. Let's go on. I'll come back and tell you. But
okay,
what division? Let's do the NFC West. What do you think? What do you think the Seahawks record will be?
Okay, so Seattle, they've got to be, all these for me are going to be like fucking, almost all of them I think are going to be like 9.5. I haven't gotten a single one right yet, but, yeah, I just think Seattle's 9.5. I see them easily getting, because you kind of think about it, there's an extra game now too, so
right.
A lot of these numbers are going to be juiced. And so for them to say the Lions are only going to get 5 wins, I don't know.
You're close. It's 10.
It's actually at 10. Okay, so
it's at 10.
Yeah, I definitely see them getting 10 wins. I would take the. Just wouldn't be comfortable with this because I would just, based on what I think, I'm pushing here and.
Yeah, Lawrenceburg has them at 9.5, but minus 140.
Okay, yeah, so
10.
Yeah, I do think they'll easily get 10 wins. Let's do the Cardinals.
Arizona.
Yeah, yep. You got it.
What do you think?
8. I think is where
you're exactly right. It's 8.
First one I got right is 8, and I would take.
That's a tough one because how much trust do you have in Cliff Kingsbury? None.
Right, and how much do you think the influx of Matthew Stafford into this division is going to change things?
Dude, I think he gets hurt.
Yeah, could, or he doesn't, and he has a great season. He has.
I think too many people, and I think the same way about Justin Herbert. I think too many people are on him. They think that last year they thought Drew Lock was the next big thing, next big quarterback to come and make this huge jump.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope I'm right about Justin Herbert, but anyway.
Shut up, Molly. San Francisco. Who's their quarterback? They just drafted a guy.
Trey Lance.
7.5.
No, you better take an under. Currently set at 10.5.
I should have done this last year. This is what I should have done last year, and I said this in the podcast where we had that guy on, that betting guy on. I should have done. I said they were set at 10.5 last year, and I said under to the fucking moon, and it was plus money then too.
You need to write these down.
I know this
take
one.
A little
this
happy
one is,
ass to the book.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it again this year because I mean it's either Jimmy G or a brand new person.
Yeah.
So
Kyle Shanahan low key could hit a hot seat. I mean, could low key.
Real quick. Real quick. Yeah. Okay, and then we've got the Rams.
Last one.
This one, I'm gonna say they're probably at 9. Just because they have a new quarterback and we don't know yet.
Nope, 10.5. But the under 10.5 is minus 165. This is on ours. So
yeah.
I mean, I think that there's just everyone's so on them that I think the books. That's the problem with some of these. The books have them. Lawrenceburg has it as 10.5. Also, but the under is also juice minus 139. The over plus.
That
plus
one's. I'm gonna have to give that one some more because they just lost Cam Akers. So
yeah, I'm surprised.
Does that sway it that much?
I think that's why it swayed.
but you do have to take it into consideration.
I think that's why it's swayed
All right.
because they want to rely on running it a little bit.
Let's hit the AFC South.
AFC South. So you want to jump conferences? Okay. What do you think the Colts?
Yeah, we
record
did
are gonna
two.
be?
We did two NFCs,
Yep.
so we'll go. Yeah. Why don't I pick the division? You pick the division. We'll alternate.
Okay,
that way.
perfect.
All right, Colts. They just got Carson Wentz. Is he? We know he can win. He's definitely going to be getting better receiver core instantly.
Is he? Who's in?
Yeah.
T.Y. Hilton.
You look at the Eagles. The Eagles wide receiver core last year was a bunch of fucking nobodies.
Jalen Reagor.
That was their biggest
good.
problem.
Deshaun Jackson.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, just by getting one, you didn't have a Pro Bowl receiver aside from Deshaun Jackson, obviously.
Alshon
That was a
Jeffrey
million years ago. Yeah, no, you just didn't have it going on with the receivers. In all this to say, I'm gonna say 10.
You're gonna say 10. It's at 9.5.
Mm-hmm.
It's
9.5,
on Lawrenceburg.
okay.
It's at 10. So on the money.
You would take the over.
You take
there.
the over plus money.
Maybe
plus money
plus
right
money.
now. Plus 115.
If it's plus
Some
money,
value.
that's all right. Let's do the Titans.
Tennessee Titans.
And these are I'm gonna say 10.5 because they made a lot of moves in the offseason, and they retained a lot of good players.
Bet the over.
They made some. Okay.
9.5.
What's it set? 9.5. Only 9.5. And they made they signed.
Yeah. Minus 110 both ways.
They made. I feel like they made a lot of good moves. They also lost what's his face.
Adoree Jackson.
Corey Davis.
They lost Adoree Jackson, their number one corner, too.
But they signed somebody, some like linebacker or some shit, I guess. I don't know. I do like over 9.5 wins for the Titans here. I think they take the division again this year.
I hope you're writing these down, but I guess we can just listen back.
I am.
I want you to bet some of these because you might be right.
I want to do a bet. I want to bet every now that we can do $5 bets.
Yeah.
Once we get to the day before week 1. So that we know where all the last minute injuries stand, you can still bet these.
Yeah.
I want to bet $5 bet on every single team.
Why not?
Why not?
I mean, you'll probably break even, or you'll be down. Like it's literally just fucking paper from trees,
paper.
bro.
All right, I'm gonna say Jaguars 6.5.
6.5. You are exactly right. 6.5.
Wow.
The under is juiced though.
Wow. The under is juiced.
Minus 140.
Okay.
This is Lawrenceburg.
We're
all on Lawrenceburg now, by the way.
Yeah. So and this is tough because I'd have to look at the rest of their schedule because for them to get, I kind of like the over here, and I'll tell you why. Because the Colts have a new quarterback, the Texans will have a new quarterback, and the Titans, they only got to play them twice. So I got to see where they're going to find 7 wins.
Yeah.
And if they can get to, I think they could. It just depends on it all depends on Trevor Lawrence.
I think yeah, and honestly, I think with the Titans, I think the Ryan Tannehill saga has reached its peak. I don't think they can get much better with him under center. I don't think that's not to say he's a bad quarterback or not a top 16 quarterback. But the Dan Marino reincarnation
he's definitely hit
his prime.
He's definitely a great quarterback to have in your flex QB spot in our fantasy league.
That's a great
which
example.
I'm also getting very excited for. So
he's Andy Dalton with the Bengals in his prime.
Yeah,
that's not a bad thing.
Texans,
but it's not great.
Yeah, Texans. I'm having them set at 7.
Texans, you have at 7.
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't even
Under.
seen it, but I'm gonna say it's at 4.
4. Okay.
4.5.
Whoa.
And the under is juiced. Minus 167.
Well, yeah, if it's that small, the under.
They're the only bet I have in here. The only bet that's I've seen available.
4.5.
It's 4.5, and it's the only team that available
Wow.
right now that says other bets, and it's available for the team to have an 0-17 record at plus 1,600 odds.
Oh, they're going for. They think that they're going to have the worst. That's a bet that we need to take as well. The worst number 1 draft pick, because I don't think it's going to be the Texans, and we can get into who I think it is because we haven't touched on them yet. What division are we moving to?
We did all 4 here.
Yeah, Colts, Titans, Jags, Texans.
Let's go AFC West.
You want to go to the AFC West? Your boys.
Yeah. My
Let's
boys.
start with them,
let's
too.
start with them.
The Broncos. I think they're probably set at a solid 7.
I'm surprised by this. I think the books still think Aaron Rodgers is coming.
What are they?
They don't want to be
8.5?
8.5. They don't want to, and the over's juiced.
Yeah, I'm taking the under there. That's easy. Hang on,
I don't blame
talk
you.
about that more. I got to feed Molly real quick. She won't shut up.
Yeah, and so I don't blame you. I mean, so now usually we have another host to bounce shit off when Zack has to do dog stuff, but it's just me. Any Broncos
I just wanted you to talk about
talk
about your team and how you feel. What's going to happen?
Oh yeah, no, I know. Anytime training camp happens, I talked about following Twitter.
You'll talk your way into a 10-win season, baby.
It's the fucking annual. It's the annual training camp battle for QB, and like every fucking interception is like, oh my god, he threw 2 today, as if like Patrick Mahomes doesn't go out there on the practice field and throw 2. Like
I feel like this time every year there's like, I always think that there's at least going to be like 2 beat writers in Denver that challenge each other to a fucking duel at 10 paces at high noon over what over who the quarterback's going to be and where the franchise should be headed.
Yeah, I mean, whether it's Teddy Bridgewater or Drew Lock, that 8.5 line is too fucking high. They think we're getting either a new quarterback.
And that's why the over's juiced. So
right, they don't want to be screwed over if you bet over 7.5 and they fucking get the MVP. You know what I mean?
All right, let's go to the Raiders. If they have the Broncos at 8.5, then I'm gonna have to say the Raiders are at 9.
The Raiders are not. I know they're not at 9. They're at 7.
7. Take the over. Take the over. This is going to be a good team. This is going to be a great team.
Name one player on defense.
Name one player on defense? He just came out. Why don't you be a little bit more of an ally, Scotty? Carlin Seed.
Right. Okay, name another one. Max
Shame
Crosby.
on you.
Okay, fuck off. The over's juiced a little bit. 115. Minus 115. Not juiced,
Abrams.
but
Jonathan Abrams.
Jonathan Abrams. That's a good one. Okay.
What does he say?
Damon Arnett. He's fucking burnt toast himself.
Burnt toast himself. Ohio State legend.
State legend.
Let's do the Chiefs.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna guess it's like
God
fucking
damn,
13.
like fucking 12. Yeah, 13. I would say 12.5, but it's probably like 13.5.
Okay, what's old fucking Kermit Ketchup at?
If it's more than 13, I say take the under. I say they come sliding in.
12.5.
12 win record. 12.5. I'm dead on, huh?
And the under's juice.
Look at that.
Minus 139.
And the under's juice. I don't think
over
they
12.5.
Yeah.
I like that over. I kind of like betting that over.
It's a good over, but there's not as much value there as the under.
You can win and they lose 4 games.
I think they're gonna.
Season?
I think they're gonna win 12 games, but for me to only have half a game of leeway, for them to win a game they should have lost, for me it would be terrible. So I still lean the over there.
They still won. They won like 12 games. They won 12 or 13 games when Patrick Mahomes got hurt for like a fucking for like 4 or 5 like a month. And we have our first
wind is a pirate.
We have our first team to have a 17-0 record plus $3,300 for what it's worth.
Yikes. It's not happening. They're going to lose at least one.
Chargers.
All right.
People are so fucking on the Chargers. They are virtually sucking off
just
this
because
new head coach.
I think they're probably at 9.5.
9
would be my guess. They're at 9. Okay.
At
9. I like the under there. I like the under there. Too,
and it's plus money.
7-win season.
It's even money.
Yeah. All right. I will go to the NFC South.
NFC South.
So the reigning champions,
what do you
Buccaneers.
Think? Let's start with the Bucks.
Yeah, we'll start with the champs. They're probably at 11.
You are 11.5. They are with the over.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Minus 125.
That one's probably gonna be the hardest one for me to take.
That's tough.
If I was a betting man, I'd take the over. Tom Brady played the season with a torn MCL or whatever it was.
Yeah, fucking monster. But
fucking legend. I'm just glad he's with another team. I still hate him because he went to Michigan. I'm just glad he's not with New England anymore. So props to him. All right, let's take a look at the Saints. The Saints don't have two pennies to rub together.
I really think that I really want to take this under. I've
like
been looking at this line
11.5?
for. No, it's 9.
Oh, I haven't guessed yet.
Oh, I thought you said 11.5. My bad.
Thought you were still talking about the Buccaneers.
Right,
so
and that makes sense.
I was gonna say 8, and it's 9. So
I think it's under.
The under
man.
is great. The under is great there. That's.
Yeah.
I mean, James
but like,
Winston
here's the thing:
is gonna be
what
sucking
if
on his fingers on the sideline?
They're holding out hope that Jameis Winston does just enough. Sean Payton makes Jameis Winston like a serviceable, and then Alvin Kamara just carries the load.
They just it's going to be a Teddy Bridgewater who can throw further for them. I think.
God, man. Well, they went. That's the thing too. They went 5-0 with Teddy B.
Right.
And so that and their defense is still intact. So I don't know, man. They're a great regular season team. So that's why taking the under would scare me here. But that under's fucking staring at me.
That's the way I lean. All right, Panthers, year 2 under Matt Rule.
Year 1 with Sammy Darnold.
Yeah, and Sammy D, future Bengals quarterback, as Shelby would say. They're going to be set at like 6.5.
7.5.
7.5. All right.
Under minus 127. Under's favorite.
Love it. All right. Last team, Falcons. Who the fuck knows with them? They're still sticking with Matt Ryan for some godforsaken unknown reason.
They should have drafted someone.
They're probably sitting at 7. I think
7.5. Who is even their head coach? Minus 110 both ways.
Dan Quinn.
Nope, he got fired.
I know. They hired him back. They felt bad.
Damn, first team in history. They're like, we made a mistake. We're sorry.
Yeah, so the Raiders, they got their old coach back.
I'm looking at him.
All right.
Head coach
Going
for the
over
Falcons.
You got this.
We're going to do AFC North. Arthur Smith. He was the.
You've got it, man. Titans. Arthur Smith. Okay. Yeah. AFC North.
My favorite
Let's
division
start with
that
the
I
Steelers.
have a future on already.
Right.
Steelers.
Okay. Steelers set at 10.5.
8.5. Bet that over. Plus money.
8.5. Take the over. Bet the holy shit. It's plus money.
Plus
oh my god,
over
it's 8.5. Take it now. Take it now, people.
Well,
Take
dude,
it right
you got to
now.
think there's so much competition in this fucking division. Let's go.
No, there's not.
The Browns.
No,
I have a few. This is my future.
All right.
The Browns.
Browns.
I have a future. The Browns are number 1 seed in the AFC.
Oh my god, that's not gonna happen. All right, Browns. They're probably set at 10.
10.5.
Oh god, take the under.
Under's favored minus 113. I like the Browns in the division winner for plus 140.
Here's the one you got to pay attention to right here. The Bengals. They're probably set at 7.
Close. 6.5.
6.5. Take the over. I
like that over too. Plus money. Plus 110.
Oh my god, that is fantastic. I love that. Ravens set at 11 as the favorite.
You know that already, huh? Right?
No, I'm just guessing.
Oh, Baltimore Ravens. You said 11, 10.5 over is juice minus 155.
Yeah, I'm not betting that.
It's because they literally.
I would say take the over.
It's literally they
wins.
think the Browns and the Ravens are going to be connected.
Well, here's the other thing: is the Ravens, aside from the Steelers, the Ravens have the second hardest. The Steelers and the Ravens have the 2 hardest strength of schedules.
Dude, the Browns,
two hardest schedules.
Browns are going to win that division.
No, it's not going to happen.
You, bro.
I mean, they're playing the same people. It's just a matter of where they're playing them.
I'm telling you, they're going to win.
Let's move to the AFC East.
AFC East.
The AFC least.
Ooh.
Let's start with the Jets.
The New York Football Jets.
The Jets signed a guy who's uncomfortable around black people, as you could tell.
Oh my god, dude! Someone had to say it.
Those pictures, you saw those pictures, right, from the draft where he's standing next to the. You could tell this BYU kid.
My parents didn't prepare me for this.
About ready to jump out of his skin.
What is it?
I don't know. It's hard to say. 6.5.
You're exactly right.
After last season, yeah.
And the under's juice minus 136, plus 112 for the.
Yeah, I'd take the over, I guess.
I'm not gonna. Well, you know what? I like Robert Saleh. I do like Robert Saleh.
And eight. You got 18 games to win 7 of them. You go, 7-11.
You don't have
the 7-11 special. The
17
Slurpees.
games.
17 games. whatever.
You know what,
18
though?
weeks.
Zach Wilson is going to be a fucking bust. Why was Zach Wilson
I think he will be.
the fucking, like, why was he the consensus second best quarterback? Like, that's not talked about, how he was just, like, everyone loved this dude. It's kind of like how, like, even I believed it, but, like, remember when Tua went last year? It's like, looking back, it's like, why was Tua the second dude? Why wasn't it Herbert? But, I mean, I can't believe they, like, thought Trey Lance and Justin Fields were worse than Zach Wilson. That blows my mind.
All right. Patriots. I'm going to say 9.
Yeah, it's exactly 9.
Look, I'm getting these, man. I
fucking
know.
getting
I'm
it,
learning
bro.
my shit. I'm learning my shit. Molly agrees.
Over's juice minus 150, though. So some books will probably have it at 9.5.
That's smart. That's smart. So, yeah, I like over 9. What's
Not
the...
touching
Well,
that.
it's juiced, right? What is it?
It's minus 150 for the over. I'm taking the under
that's too
if
much.
I have to.
I would, if I had to take something there, I guess I would take the under because I really don't believe in
Cam Newton anymore. Like Mac Jones, though, who knows?
Or Mac Jones. Yeah, who knows? I think he's going to be a better prospect than fucking
Zach Wilson. I think he has a better career than Zach Wilson day one.
Absolutely. Okay, Dolphins. The Fins. The Dolphins.
What do you got?
8.
It's the exact same as the Patriots, almost.
Oh, it's 9
minus 143 for the over.
Jesus. All right, take the under there.
Plus money for the under, plus 118.
Dolphins have a sophomore slump after how things went for them.
I think, it's a big
last
rebound year for Tua. I mean, Tua played terrible, so it's like, if Tua...
I think he's going to play just as bad, if not worse.
Really?
I don't think he's got. I think he's going to be a backup. After at the end of the season, and then going into next season, he'll be dealt or cut and signed by somebody else. I don't think that Tua's the future.
Bills.
And then that brings us to the Bills, the toast of the town in this division.
Minus 110 both ways.
I'm going to say 10.5.
Close. It's at 11.
11. Okay.
This is a tough one, man. Who knows?
I don't want to touch. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, because
Bills could fall off. The Bills could be really fucking good.
The Bills
again.
could fall off, or
year.
the Pats could come in and they win 13 games and Bill Belichick wins Coach of the Year again. Who the fuck?
Bills. I mean, I really think Sean McDermott's a good coach, but the Bills still have to prove that last year wasn't like a 1 year thing.
Right.
What do we got next? The NFC North NFC East. I'm sorry.
NFC Least.
Yep. So
Let's
the Cowboys.
Start with the Eagles. You want to go Cowboys? Okay. Let's start with the Cowboys.
Okay.
They got their quarterback returning. I just don't believe in Mike McCarthy. Whatever it is, I'm going to take the under. I think it's 8.5.
I think they win the division, but I don't feel good betting it.
They could do that with 7 wins.
Yeah.
Or 8 wins. Still take the under 8.5.
9.5. Under minus 130.
Take the under. Take the under.
Philadelphia
Eagles. All right. Eagles.
I don't like spending time in this division, so let's just go fast.
I don't either.
Eagles.
8.
6.5.
6.5. Take the over.
Over minus 150.
Right? Who's their quarterback? Did they draft a quarterback?
Hurts.
No, they still got Jalen Hurts. Yeah, what a bitch.
Like
all right, Giants. This division is fucking, because all anybody ever talks about is Dallas, but they're so fucking bad. They've been so bad for so long. I'm just sick of hearing about them. 7 for the Giants.
Over 7. Yep. Minus 140.
7.
Gosh, dude, this book is pussy, bro. Like, they're like, put them at 6.5 and 7 and just juice the over and just because we really don't know.
So it's pointless, but they're definitely not gonna.
Yeah, who knows?
They'll win 7 games and everyone will be sad. All right, and then we've got the football team. They're set at like what, 6?
This over's juiced at minus 142. No, it's 8.
6, 8.
Yeah, with Ryan Fitzy. Under center.
Take the under.
Ron Rivera, good coach. I don't know. Plus 116 for the under 8. So good value.
If he was as good a coach as he was if he was good a coach as good a coach as he is a cancer survivor, then I'd take the over. But
God,
I don't.
I was hoping you wouldn't go there when you started that sentence, but you fucking went.
All right, what do we got? What haven't we done yet? Did we do?
That's it.
Yeah, we did them all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm kind of pissed now that we did the worst division last.
Yeah,
but
I know.
That's our picks, and that's where we stand. We'll have Shelby evaluate these. What he thinks when he's back next week.
You want to know my favorites? Real quick.
I do want to know your favorites.
I have them screenshot on my phone.
I'll tell you which ones I starred as well.
You tell me the ones you starred while my phone actually.
Okay,
like,
so San Francisco under 10.5 feels like free money. They're just giving it away at that point. And then the rest of them are kind of hot takes, and that's because I feel like I know my division better than anybody else. I like the over 8.5 Steelers. That feels easy. I like the under 10.5 for the Browns. I think they're a 9-win team this year. They have a slump from last year. And then the Bengals over 6.5. That also, with you, if you could just keep Joey B healthy and all these weapons that he's got, I think they could easily get to 8 wins. No problem. So it's at 6.5. So you're kind of getting it easy there.
So you know my future. I have the Browns number 1 in the AFC. I really like their over wins too. And you know what? I like the fucking Bengals over 6.5.
I do too, man. I mean, love it.
The Bengals have they have a solid defensive core. It's not great, but I mean they have continuity.
They've got a good secondary.
Yeah, they have a great secondary. They made
a good sign with Hendrickson. They made a good sign with Hendrickson from the Saints to help bolster that linebacker core.
Joey B will be ready day one. Their receiver core is ridiculous with Boyd, Higgins,
cheap talent. So maybe before the trade deadline, they make some moves to help bolster whatever they need. So they're going to have a little bit of money to throw.
Not a lot of holes, man. Maybe on the defensive line, but they still got DJ Reader coming back. Offensive line is a question mark.
Going to be a big question mark, but you can see offensive lines be terrible one year and perfectly serviceable the next.
Right.
I've seen it happen a couple times in Baltimore. So they basically plug and place like 1 or 2 different guys off of like practice squad, and they do perfectly good job. So, yeah,
I like.
That's where we stand.
I mean, I have a bet on the Ravens too.
I like Lamar Jackson.
I like over
my future is over Lamar Jackson's passing yards. It's set right at 3,000. I think it's 3,500.
Yeah.
I think. With the moves they've made and the draft picks and such, that he'll get to like 3,700 passing yards. No problem.
I like. So here's the thing. Here are the things I have. Right. I have over 11 for the Ravens. That's even money on the book right now. Over 5 for the Lions. I think Dan Campbell gets 6.
That's a good. Yeah, that's a good. I'm about to start. I forgot to start. That's a good one.
I like over for the Browns. Obviously, I like I like for the Saints. I told you it was fucking staring at me. I have to take the under if I have to lean. And I think last year, Joe Judge is the Giants coach benefited so much from having just injuries across the division. And the Eagles just shitting the bed. I think all 3 of those teams are so much better than the Giants. I don't know. I just do. I think the little act of like, I just 11,
wish it wasn't as low as 7. I wish they had it at 8.
I'm taking the under 7 plus money.
If it's plus money, that's still something to look good at. And I'm gonna say that number 1 draft pick. It sounds kind of cliche because it was what everybody was on last year, and it was gonna be it until the Browns fucked it up for everybody. I'm saying the Jets to have the number 1 draft pick, not the Lions like everybody thinks. I think it'll either be.
So that means you really.
I don't even think the Lions are even. I don't. I really. It speaks more to how much I like the over for the Lions. I do like the Jets under, but it is 6.5, and all they have to do is get 7 wins.
Well, if you get 7 wins, you're not going to be the number 1 draft pick.
Right. But I think that it's either going to be them or the Washington football team that get the number 1 draft pick next year. Yeah, I really think I love that under.
Well, if that's how you feel, I'm going to start. You can bet that the Washington football team will be 4th place in the division at plus 350.
Okay,
which might be. I mean, they're the best. Vegas thinks that they'll be 2nd place, Lawrenceburg at least in the division.
Right. Yeah,
that's the best odds you could get is 4th place plus 350.
Yeah, so I've got these ones starred. But once we get to week 1, once we have all injuries out of the way and everything, and I've done a little bit more analysis on schedules, I'm going to place a bet on every single one of these teams. So we'll be looking forward to that. Is that our show?
That's our show.
See you next week.
All right. Here we go. the sun sleeps late and pours himself a shot of tequila. It's a little place called Pleasure Island. That's where I'd like to feel ya. It's easy to find just beyond the last wave. Dolphins and whales are up mating. Sail all day and all night and then take a hard ride. That's where I'll be awaiting. Pleasure Island, island of pleasure. No need to stop and think. Pleasure Island, a beautiful treasure. Come on down and have a drink.